All right, guys, game number 2 just upon us, so looking forward to some more great Heroes of North action. With that said, of course, myself, Breaker CBK, going to be joined by Tralfamador, and I do want to make a note as well. Obviously, this is just the beginning of coverage for this event. Really, this is only day number 2 of what's really 40-plus days of coverage here on Honcast.com. Honcast.com for the DreamHoN Summer Championships. With that said as well, hopefully you're enjoying the stream today. We obviously had some issues yesterday. We're doing our best to fix those and make some adjustments, or I should say a big shout out to Matt Klein, with that said, our producer, working behind the scenes. So he's been doing his best, and I'm not going to say it's perfect by any means today, but sounds like it's been better, and just expect it, because it definitely will be get better as time goes on as well. So just on that note, though, with that said, game number 2 has started actually, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Again, we got Evolution Gaming taking on QsQ, Q Squad number 112. Here in the round of 256. So, Tralfamador, what do you expect to go down here in game number 2? I mean, what is going to happen with Evolution?
I really hope they don't try something so off the wall. I feel like that's what a lot of teams do. They lose, and they get so nervous and so let down game 2 when they know that they're the underdog. If they try something, and it's just so bonkers and so off the wall, it just doesn't work at all. And I hope that they... a little bit more conservative, like they were last game, and but they got to sit down and really think about the way they're going to set up their lanes, and make them fully effective against the other team.
Well, we see right here, obviously the locking phase even started already, but the blind bans were Wild Zone Tundra once again by our Hellborn team, so the same heroes for them. But Jerazion, Keeper of the Forest, actually blind banned here by the Legion side, by Evolution Gaming, getting down 1-0. So, any thought behind these blind bans here? Is it really just kind of random?
I got to look at the chat because some of them are bugged out on my screen. Luna Pebbles. These are very. This is kind of similar to the last time, even more safe than last time. You got extremely versatile heroes, very, very strong heroes that can pretty much work in every single lineup. Just a powerhouse of heroes, actually. So.
Yeah.
But they're not going to all be picked, so that's the cool thing about lockpick. Not all of those will be picked.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're going to have to pick and choose what you really, really want there.
What about those blind bans, Jerazion, Keeper of the Forest, by our Legion team?
Those are both kind of cheese potential heroes. They both have a huge cheese factor involved in them. And I think that's the last thing that this Legion team wants, is to get cheesed. So, yeah, I think those are good bans. And the same blind bans actually happen. I don't know if you touched on this with Hellborn, Wild Soul, and Tundra. So,
yeah, going the same route this time around as well. We got the actual bans finishing up right there. We got Armadon, Dark Lady, Plague Rider, Meraxis, Wretched Aga, and Magnus to finish off. So, I mean, I'm looking at that, and yeah, overall, I mean, this seems like a pretty solid and safe locking and banning phase here between these two teams, and the picks happening. And first pick right off the bat, Demented Shaman actually by Evolution, and then that's quickly followed up by a Silhouette pick here for the Hellborn side. So Demented Shaman, I mean, do you favor him to be a first pick hero?
Yeah, I think so if played correctly. You know, he's a very strong support in the correct lane. Like, your lane has to be very favorable. You have to generally be up against a suicide hero. But it's risky in that regard. If you don't have the good lane set up, he can be kind of a feeder. The other way to play him, too, which I prefer, is to see him played as a solo, semi-carry-ish type of Demented Shaman. Because when you got a Demented Shaman that's the highest level on your team, and he's pretty tanky and he can't get gibbed, I mean, that just screams turn potential all over. So I really like him more as a solo. I predict he's probably not going to be played that way by Team Evolution, but I hope so. I'm crossing my fingers.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. I mean, seeing the performances, I've both seen it, and you know, when you just think about it, I mean, that Entangle could be very powerful. If he's been in that solo role, he can get that at least to level 3 very early on by the level 5 mark. That could put out a lot of damage, and he could actually be very, very effective in that solo role, and then it kind of go from there. So we'll see, though, if they end up doing that. I mean, obviously some more picks have happened. The follow-up picks to that were Corrupted Disciple Andromeda, and then even going out of the locking pool, they snap picked the Pebbles there out of the locking pool. So definitely looking like a pretty strong team here by our Legion side, especially with that Pebbles pickup. As far as the Hellborn team goes, you got the Bubbles, of course, with the Silhouette initially. Then you have the Hammerstorm to finish it off for the regular picking phase. And now Aluna and their final lock pick actually coming up right here. So you think it's going to be Nymph? Yeah. Well, because especially since you don't want to give it to the Legion team.
Exactly.
With that Pebbles pickup, so. But with that said, I mean, even if it isn't Nymph, then they could just easily go with that Glacius here. If they choose to do so. Or I guess it could be even Tempest if they feel comfortable with the jungle. So there we go with the Nymph to finish. And it is going to be the Glacius pickup, so.
I actually think Glacius fits the Legion team even better. I mean, we've seen how just ridiculously strong the Nymph Pebbles can be, but it's not as strong as a lane as Glacius Pebbles. Glacius Pebbles can pretty much beat any lane in the game if played correctly. It's really strong. And actually, the way that they have their heroes, it does look like they're probably going to do a solo Demented Shaman, which I'm really excited for.
Yeah.
Maybe some sort of tri-lane with Pebbles and a solo Corrupted Disciple as well. They have options, so I'm actually very curious to see what they do.
Yeah, Evolution, you know, again, they're obviously backs against the wall right here, down 1-0. This is elimination. In these earlier rounds, you lose, you are done. You win, you advance on in the tournament. So both these teams, of course, looking to do that. Again, to reiterate, it's a $40,000 prize pool tournament, guys. Every time I say that, I chuckle a little bit because that's just so much freaking money. But the top 32 teams get a piece of that $40,000 prize pool. So if you make it to the group stages, then you'll be getting a piece of that. So I know it's safe to say for a lot of these teams, you know, at the very least, just hoping for that they can get to that point. So here we are in the round of 256, going to cut it down to 128 after today, of course, going into tomorrow. Which of these two teams will it be? Well, right now, Q Squad is up 1-0, of course, as you can see on that beautiful overlay on your screen. So here we go with the laning phase, though, and I am just as you were, sounded like, intrigued to see, especially this Legion team, how they decide to lane it. And sure enough, it is going to be a Glacius Pebbles mid. You got your Corrupted Disciple Andromeda top, actually, and that means Demented Shaman going to be heading bottom. So now we got an idea of how they're laning things. How do you think they did here?
I think they did really, really well, actually. Now, if you look at the Hellborn side, it's kind of obvious what they're going to do, and it's exactly what they did here. They do the tri-lane Hammerstorm, carry Hammerstorm, and long lane Silhouette solo top, and Bubbles mid. I actually would have expected Bubbles to go top and Silhouette mid in this regard, but this works too. I think the lane setup for Legion is perfect. The only thing they have to do now is just scream, G-anal, don't die. Okay. They have to make sure he doesn't die.
You were waiting for that, weren't you?
I was.
Setting that up.
Yeah. But that's very important here because the lanes are perfect. You always want to have one hero against three because you're going to get so much more experience. The three heroes, if they don't get kills on you, it means basically their time is wasted completely.
Yeah.
So if he does not die, and if he's able to pick up some good experience, they're going to have a much better time here than the Hellborn side.
Yeah. I wonder how he's going to build, too, with that set, especially with him being in this role. If he just maybe even maxes out that Unbreakable as soon as possible, or if he just goes another route. So we'll see. You see right off the bat, he does pick up a healing wave to maybe assist with some creep kills even for the time being. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a big part of that. Of course, as you do see, the tri-lane sticking down there right now. So if they can get a kill, definitely worth it. But if they don't, then it makes it that much better for Evolution. So as you say, it's all about Mr. Demented Shaman not dying down there. In the middle lane, we got Glacius Pebbles matched up against a Bubbles. No surprise here. You said that from the very beginning. One of the toughest lanes, or strongest lanes in the game, hands down. And going against the solo Bubbles, expect Pebbles to have a very good time. And you see right here, Glacius just up in the front lines, throwing in some auto attack. So Pebbles, man, I mean, he's going to have a very, very effective start here. And so what will the Hellborn team need to do about that? Should they look to stop, or should they just kind of hope to win the other lanes here? What's the deal?
They definitely should, and they can because, you know, you got a solo Demented Shaman here. He's even if Hammerstorm is solo against him, he's gonna be okay for a little bit. He shouldn't be able to die. So I think that really Aluna and Nymphora maybe try to get a kill on this Demented Shaman if it fails, or actually even if it works, go roam towards that middle lane immediately and try to get a kill. And actually some aggression showed up on Bubbles, and he does get first bloodlusted by Rami. Due to that Pebbles and Glacius combo. So just right there, you see just how strong it is. And so that's definitely going to jumpstart things for Evolution Gaming.
Yeah, Chuck wasn't even needed right there. It's just simply stalagmites on top of the Glacius Tundra Blast and Ice Imprisonment. So very well played coming out from the Pebbles Glacius combination. So bloodless kill for a Legion team. And Evolution, again, down 1-0, but they're up 1-0 in hero kills here as a result of that. So Demented Shaman so far doing his job. Now just over 2 minutes in, again, still very, very early on, of course, but he's still staying alive. And right here you see Aluna even running into the lane, going to harass him back to the tower, but holding his ground, that's the best that he can do. So that leaves us with this top matchup, Corrupted Disciple and Andromeda going up against the Silhouette. And you take a look at the creep farm so far. Right now we got 6-3 against an 8-2 Silhouette, though. So Silhouette has actually managed to get a pretty solid creep score here. Is that surprising?
That's actually not too surprising. It's hard to really keep him out of the lane up here unless he loses lane control, which he actually might here a little bit because he pushed it out with his Death Lotus. And actually another kill, I missed that, but Andromeda picked up the Invis rune, was able to get the kill on the bubbles there, along with the Glacius Pebbles combination. So that's just so strong. And they're doing exactly what they need to do, get that good free farm on the Pebbles. He's at this rate, he's going to have what looks like a Steam Boots portal key by like 9-10 minutes.
Yeah, he is, I mean, already 1,400 gold, so obviously very, very close to the Steam Boots first time, as you're mentioning there, if that's what he chooses to go for. But we also saw a case right there of how much range those stalagmites actually have when you're using it for the range purpose. I'm trying to, yeah, it's a 600 range right there. It's actually pretty damn solid. I mean, you think Pebbles all the time, at least I do, you think it's like right up in your face and using the combination. But if you needed to get a range stun off, it can definitely work for that. So, and a big part why they got the kill right there. So we're going to have a vote to pause here. Hopefully just a quick one. And back into the game, but Andromeda, as you mentioned, picked up the invisible room, helped set up the kill once again on the bubbles in the middle lane. Now he is back up top, but yeah, Silhouette, Juice Produce here, managing to have actually a pretty solid time at the top side. Right now you see Aluna even coming all the way to the top lane, so adjustments are being made here by Q Squad, clearly seeing that they're not going to get that kill at the bottom lane, at least they haven't got one yet. So They are going to start doing some adjustments here, so but this is what you're talking about. Now Hammerstorm will be 1 versus 1 versus this Demented Shaman. So a Demented Shaman should be able to get some nice recovery now as a result of the setup here.
He should, but they did a good job in giving Hammerstorm that edge. So now he's sitting at level 4 against the level 2 Demented Shaman, whereas if it was just a straight 1v1 from the start, Demented Shaman would obviously have the advantage.
Yeah, so he is still level 2, but I got to think very quickly will be level 3 right here, and then starting to work his way up from there. In fact, there we go. So Hammerstorm, though, as you mentioned, though, it still has that slight advantage being level 4, using the health potion to regen, and has those them early boots. 1,700 gold here for Pebble saved up still. So, yeah. I mean, portal key first is just silly. It seems silly, so
it is.
I would really hope not that's the case, because I mean, the obvious is that you just don't have enough mana to do everything. So.
You literally don't. You do not have enough mana to blink combo.
Yeah, right. Even if you had full mana, it wouldn't work. Demented Shaman at the bottom lane, a lot of trouble. Can he get anything up? No, he cannot. The Zealstone, great staggering right there between Nymphora and Hammerstorm, and they get the kill as a result. He did not use either Unbreakable or his Healing Wave, which were both level 2. So very, very good staggering of the stuns right there to take out Demented Shaman at the bottom lane.
Yeah, really good job there, and they're doing exactly what they need to do, trying to roam around, pick their battles, and pick lanes to gank, just whatever is available. It doesn't have to be mid or top. And actually, mid goes, the stun come out for Bubbles, and he will go down to Glacius, who gets the final kill. And so just so much added pressure in this Pebbles Glacius lane. And now Pebbles is sitting at 2,100. I don't know. I really hope I don't see that first item portal key, because we're just going to see him have it. And not really going to be able to see him. Oh, man.
He did it.
I've never seen that before. Ever. He doesn't even have a bottle.
I don't know. That
maybe
is
he knows
something.
We don't.
That maybe he knows his secrets. I mean, I will say he has yet, in all 3 kills that have happened, at least 2 of the 3 I know for a fact, he didn't even use his Chuck. So
yeah,
maybe he should, I don't even need this ability. I'm just gonna go ahead and use Stalagmites and be fine. Yeah, that's something. I mean, yeah, Steam Boots is one, but not even having a bottle, no regen. I mean, that's just wow. Bubbles will take out Glacius in the meantime in the middle lane. You see Pebbles right here. He's actually running all the way back to base. What is going on here? Is he? I guess he figures he needs some mana.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just a very odd play coming out all of a sudden. And then look at the top lane. Corrupted Disciple goes down and missed the action there, unfortunately. But Aluna comes in to set up a kill with the likes of Silhouette. So all this he purchases the portal key, and bad things start happening here. For the
other thing too is, even on top of the fact that he can't combo, is his portal key, even if he does, like say he did have enough mana to combo, I think it's 315, it's not going to be that effective because he's only level 5.
Yeah.
So you want to see the portal key picked up by the time he's like level 8, level 9ish, at the minimum. So.
We see at the top lane, Luna actually going to end up falling right here. Great support from both QsQ112 and Glacius. Perfect timing on their part. They nearly got the kill onto Silhouette as well, but she was able to get away. But still, a great counter kill, and also kept Luna alive. So, yeah, this could be one of those moments where we look back after this game is all said and done and be like, well, remember when he picked up a portal key as his first item? But I mean, he does get a Talisman of the Exile right there, so he will have enough mana now if he has maximum mana. Well, I guess he has it now anyways, so but he's going to get the Talisman of the Exile, so now he should be a little bit more comfortable when it comes to actually being able to combo effectively. But yeah, so very, very unique, but you know, we'll see if he makes it to ultimately work when it's all said and done. Demented Shaman at the bottom lane, he is actually still level 4. Not managing to get the better levels. In fact, in a lot of trouble right here. Once again, where's the Zeal Sign? It is going to hit Demented Shaman right there, but diving the tower, it's just not going to work. And obviously they know with that Unbreakable, not going to get at the top lane. More action picking up though. Glacius falls quick to the side, but also going down. Bubbles, great support coming out from him. Andromeda trying to get away, and it probably is going to happen. You do see Pebbles coming up. If he gets a good jump right here, the path though, he jumps on a Silhouette. Will drop him with the combination, but now he's out of mana. Invisible Rune going to be picked up by Bubbles right there. Perfect timing for him, and he'll get away. So Pebbles getting a kill though on a Silhouette right there.
He does get the kill, and that's a good job. But Bubbles doing exactly what he needs to do: roam around, use that level 6 ability. I call him a level 6 hero because his hero, he has one of those abilities that doesn't matter. Like I said, he doesn't need farm. He just goes to use it. It's a very good team fight mechanic, and he did exactly what he needed to do right there. One thing about the Pebbles portal key that I didn't talk about is even more so than the fact that he can't combo right when he got it, and doesn't do as much damage as if he got it when he was level 8. Yeah. It's just that surprise factor. It's so much more beneficial for you to pick up a free kill for nothing to just bring a portal key when they don't even know. And if you saw there, he went back to heal, picked up his portal key, and then TP'd him in and continued farming. Yeah. And so it was very obvious that he had his portal key, and that kind of gives a heads up to the Hellborn.
Yeah, didn't get that surprise kill, as you could even call it, because of the showing the portal key. So definitely a big thing to keep in mind as well with what just happened right there. But time moves on. We're now 9 minutes into the game. You see Hammerstone throwing out a stun right there, but they also saw Andromeda and Glacius nearby, and so they fall back rather than initiate onto Demented Shaman as a result of that stun. So good presence of mind on their part. Corrupt the Disciple actually taking a bit of pressure up top himself. The salvos being powerful. Coming out from Silhouette. So Silhouette, man, I mean, she's actually managed to have a very good game up here. Now 300 gold per minute. She's currently 1-1-3 as well. Back to the bottom lane, though. Pebbles jumping in. Demented Shaman will fall by Hammerstone in a little bit of trouble. Galvanize going to be activated. It will be enough armor to keep him alive. And the speed buff, yes, it will for now. He's able to get away. Pebbles trying to chase him down. But now Pebbles needs to get the hell on out of there if he wants to survive. In the meantime, Bubbles joins the party. We see the kill happening from Pebbles on a Hammerstorm, but Andromeda now trying to get away. You see the Wind Courier on top trying to deliver her something. And actually, Pebbles will portal key out. So that was actually an interesting fight right there. Pebbles did end up getting the kill, but two of his teammates in Demented Shaman and Glacius fell, so interesting exchange, 2 for 1 there.
Yeah, but I definitely think that this is going well for Hellborn. They're getting that free farm on Silhouette and all in the meantime, and he's definitely going to carry a bit harder than this Corrupted Disciple. Corrupted Disciple, you look at his farm and it is pitiful. I mean, he's 22 and 6, 150 gold per minute. He's only level 6, and that's 3 levels below the Silhouette in a lane that they were supposed to, at the very beginning, meant to crush. I mean, they had the duel lane against him, and they just simply... I mean, I said at first I wasn't surprised that Silhouette was farming well, but not that well. I mean, they need to keep her down a little bit more than that.
Yeah, so... yeah, as you mentioned that, though, I pulled the GPM chart. That's definitely a clear story of where we actually stand. I mean, Pebbles obviously leading the way, and that's great and everything, the snowball effect, but Corrupted Disciple just getting absolutely nothing, all the way at that 150 gold per minute mark. And we're now 11 minutes into the game, so obviously going to do his best to recover, but it ain't going to be easy. Pebbles here at the bottom lane, though, and Silhouette may need to be a little bit careful. If Pebbles can get a good jump right here, he's off to the side. He is level 8 now, so of course he's got maximum combination potential, or at least both his Chuck and Stalagmites maxed out. In fact, he'll just jump for a Luna instead, running right past that ward of sight over here and get the free kill right there. So There you go. He activated, or he gets his ultimate now as a result, hitting level 9 as well. So, another good kill. I mean, Pebbles, man, he is 4-0-2. He's doing his job, you can say. That's the one thing that is working right here for the Legion side.
Yeah, I mean, he's showing us all just how powerful Pebbles is, even with that slight nerf that he had. Oh, I missed a kill, and to who was that? Corrupted Disciple, who goes down yet again with that Kelp field used by Bubbles. So he's not having a good time. And while Pebbles is doing good, they gotta get something going for this Corrupted Disciple, because if they want to win this later on, he's gonna have to carry them.
Yeah. You see Pebbles right here. He doesn't have enough mana to combo. He wants to do something, but he just can't. Will throw us to live. My tank comes to combo to the follow. There's that chuck, and yes, it is gonna be enough for the kill right there. Happening on into Silhouette. Now Bubbles trying to get away, and FJ, it looks like he should be able to. So again, they get another nice kill on a Silhouette, but a lot of damage still being done. So, but
yeah, that was a great stun by Andrew. Getting that, the two heroes were almost like right on top of each other, but he knew to stun the correct one, which was Silhouette, and then Pebbles followed up with a chuck to get the kill. So that was a good job.
You see Pebbles, he's actually just about finished with his steam boots here. So more positive news for the Pebbles situation coming out for the Legion side. Demented Shaman actually choosing to get Stormcloud at level 6 here, which I find a little bit interesting as well. I mean, what do you make of that? Do you think that's actually worthy to get it at level 6 in this case here?
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
The Stormcloud for Demented Shaman. Do you think it's worth to get it at level 6 in this situation?
Oh man, I've had so many debates over this. I don't know really. I haven't really made up my mind yet. I'm leaning towards the fact that yes, I do think it's good. When I used to play him, I would never get it, just because I didn't really see that increase in armor doing anything, because you only get a good chunk of armor for like, I don't know, when the duration's over, maybe like 2-3 seconds. But it still does help, and the radius is so damn huge that it's kind of like a why not? I don't know. It's just another ability to stack on top of the other ones. It just helps a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still kind of on the fence about that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Demented Shaman, or excuse me, Corrupt Disciple, he is doing what he can to kind of recover right here. He's now at the bottom lane and pushing it up a little bit. Going to get some damage into the tower, because in the meantime, middle lane, we see a possible initiation happening right here. Oh, and Amphora is going to easily drop right there as Pebbles jumps in, and Andromeda again with the invisible rune. Able to scout it, but now Pebbles in the launcher. Well, Demented Shaman walks right next to it with a Hammer Storm stun. That was poor positioning right there. The Kelp field comes out, guaranteeing the kill on both of them. Andromeda trying to get away. She's going to be able to pick up a haste rune, actually, which just happened to spawn right there very recently. So that'll be good for her to ultimately get away. But yeah, Demented Shaman, if he didn't get stunned right there, that could have been very, very different. But
yeah, that was just some poor position right there. You gotta not stack up like that, especially when you're playing against heroes like Hammer Storm, like Tempest. I know there's another one I can't think of right now, but yeah, you just can't stack up. Just any kind of stun hero that can stun in a line, maybe like Witch Slayer. It's very important to keep proper positioning.
Yeah, Behemoth, obviously another prime one for that. So yeah, just one of those cases. You gotta know where you're positioned, and that could have been so much different if they were. A nice middle tower kill in the meantime happening, as they poured it in, trying to get a defense going. But Bubbles, man, Bubbles being the jukester here, and he's going to get hit by the Aurora, but will eventually get away. So well played by Bubbles, actually.
That was some damn good Bubbles play. If you saw, he stayed there, juked enough to get the last hit on the tower, as well as Andrew actually tried to get that stun off onto, I think it was Hammerstorm there running away, and actually had the animation going. So while Bubbles was getting the last hit on the tower, he'd go ahead and silenced Andrew right in the middle of his cast time, and it was just perfect timing.
Oh, and you see him trying to, oh, nice take cover. The Comet stun right there. He is affected by Aurora right now. Pebbles does have a portal key up, going to go in with the chuck. I don't know if it's going to be enough for an actual kill, though. Another stun going to be happening. No, he doesn't have enough mana. Now Andromeda needs to be careful, actually. There's a turnaround on Andromeda, and Andromeda one more auto attack. Going to barely survive right here. Now Bubbles forced to turn around. Pebbles with the Kelp field going to come out, but it's not going to matter. So trying to go balls to the wall right there, but for Bubbles, FJ, he has been having a fantastic game, fantastic series, really, but right there just happened to be make the wrong decision, as we saw in the end. But Hammerstorm pushing the bottom tower in the meantime, and with that brute strength activated, he'll actually get it taken out. So,
yeah, just got a little bit too greedy there by FJ. I mean, he had the right idea, but it was just not necessary, and so he did get taken out. Actually, Nymph4 porting down here right on the right beside the Hammerstorm. maybe trying to look things to turn on this Glacius, who is striding away, but if he does stay around, it could look bad for him.
Yeah, that was the case. I think Hammerstorm was running away, so they're going to port in, turn it around, but obviously Glacius turned around before, and looks like he is going to be fine as well. So the Nymphora port, it's good to see that they're now using that, of course, with Nymphora being level 6, but unsuccessful that time, but still, you got to try to even have a chance. Oh, Glacius is going to run into Nymphora right here, but both it's a war of the Striders, and they're just going to kind of run away from each other, so... Although Nymphora did place a ward of sight out of a sight, however, so good positioning on his part. Not letting it be known that he just placed one. So we'll see if they pick up on that or not. But both teams kind of in the vicinity of this bottom area. Neither one going to get an initiation point just yet, though. But, man, Mob THS on this Pebbles still 7-1-3. Again, Pebbles continues to have a very powerful game here. He's got Stevie, his portal key. He picked up the Grave Locket, of course, and now with the bottle here. For regeneration, he just hit level 11, so now he's got the level 2 ultimate even with the enlarge. Is that enough hope here that they actually have a chance, or is really Corrupted Disciple struggling? And is that going to be the nail in the coffin?
Well, he's struggling as well as the whole team and as a whole is kind of struggling. And while Pebbles can he can carry, sort of carry and take over games, but his farm just is, even though he's 7-1-3, is not that strong. I mean, yes, he is sitting at 340 gold per minute, but if you want him to take over a game, he's got to be close to that, like, 450, 460 range. I mean, look at Silhouette. She's just free farming up a storm. She's got 430 gold per minute, and I think she has her Nullstorm actually purchased.
Okay.
She did have gold. I don't know if she purchased all of it, but I think so. But yeah, like, she is just super farm, and that's where Pebbles needs to be. He's also level 11, where if you look at the rest of his team, you got 6, 6, 9, and 9. And so, it's very clear and very obvious that they're losing both the gold and experience.
Hammerstorm's Shrunken Head picked up recently. So of course, he has that.
Oh,
wow. Another thing, though, about Hammerstorm I'd like to talk about, I don't think I brought this up with you yet, but kind of get your opinion on it. But again, you see right here, he's, of course, level 4 Hammer Throw, but he only has 1 into Galvanize and 0 into the Mighty Swing. So obviously a good amount of points and stats here. I mean, what do you think of this kind of build? What do you like Mighty Swing? I mean, are you somebody that would go it, or do you see why they don't?
I don't like Mighty Swing, actually. We see Nymphora forward Hammerstorm now with a vision onto Corrupted Disciple. He's going to ult as well. The Zeal Sun comes out as well, and he is dead. Dead Corrupted Disciple. But you were asking about the Mighty Swing. I actually normally don't level it up either. I find it to be not that effective in really giving him that extra farm. I prefer the stats. Since if you look at Hammerstorm's intellect, it's not very high, or intelligence. And so it's nice to be able to cast stun multiple times. Wow, great disjoint there by Pebbles. And he actually goes back onto Nymphora and combos him down quite perfectly. Really well played there by Mops.
Mop THS, Mops, yeah, whichever way. Now, I unfortunately missed it. Oh, he tries right there to destroy it again, but it's not successful. Hammerstorm is Shrunken Head activated, though. Knows that he can't throw center anything with the Galvanite trying to go away. No support coming, though. And Hammerstorm may end up falling right here. The Shrunken Head is now off. He knows it's off. Oh, but Pebbles gets juked right there, so he's not going to be able to catch it. While that's happening in the middle lane, Bubbles and Demented Shaman actually exchange lives for one another. So Pebbles making some big plays there. You mentioned good disjoint on that Nymphora getting the kill there, but just barely not able to finish Hammerstorm. That's where you got to give credit, I guess, to Fresh Blunts there, playing the Hammerstorm. So able to make the getaway himself. But yeah, then you had the middle exchange going on. Bubbles for Demented Shaman. I think it's safe to say the Legion team pretty satisfied with that. And Pebbles actually out the bottom lane now. Of course, he does have a Nullstone, but of course the trick, you can still chuck, as we see right there. So the Nullstone not coming into play, but Silhouette standing her ground. She's going to look to turn this around. Oh, the power throw just missing, but still going to be enough for the kill nonetheless. Well played by Silhouette, though, standing her ground.
Yeah, but I think that was just more sloppy play by Pebbles. Yeah, it was kind of like he listened to us and like, oh, he's got a Nullstone? Well, I can show you. Yeah. I can still combo him without that. But there was still no reason to do that, as you saw right there, Silhouette. Even though the combo was perfect, I mean, it just didn't do enough damage because Silhouette's HP is just way too high. And then the turn potential, obviously, right there was shown because Silhouette just totally annihilated Pebbles, even with no damage items. So it just shows you how strong of a hero Silhouette is.
Relentless Salvo, man. Powerful tool, and they're going to port to the bottom lane. There goes the portal key, actually just recently picked up here by Silhouette, assisted with Bubbles, and I got a feel for this Corrupted Disciple, man. I mean, he just, this Nymphora, these last couple of deaths on him, and just, it's not his fault. I mean, he's farming a lane, and in the last case he's farming the jungle. It's just, he happens to be the wrong place in the wrong time. Just better job by by QsQ112 coming out. So he just cannot get any type of consistency going. Pebbles doing what he can, jumps on a Luna right here, but Hammerstorm joins that party and puts the counter stun out. And so now Hammerstorm going to help keep Aluna alive. You see Andromeda, Dimension Shaman, and Glacier Station. There's a swap from Andromeda. Aluna trying to destroy. Oh, she did with the Deja Vu right there, but ends up dying in the process. But the Hellborn team, it looks like they overcommitted too much here. Andromeda will fall. Demented Shaman going to get taken out as well. Unbreakable actually gets a heal off. So actually, maybe we'll get away. Nice job, though, from Bubbles jumping in. And he's going to snipe out Demented Shaman right there. And we see Pebbles trying to get away. GG well played is already being called. It looks like it's going to become an official here. And QsQ112 will be moving on to the next round. QsQ112, I should say. One of the 7 QsQ1 teams. But this specific QsQ1 team, they are going to be moving on to the round of 120, round of 128, that is right, which is actually the 3rd round of this tournament, so big congratulations to them. As far as Evolution Gaming goes, they definitely had their shining moments, and obviously I'm sure they were happy to be on Honcast and criticized and everything. No, but I'm sure hopefully it's a fun experience for them. Got some tournament experience, but it is the end of the road for them at the same time. I mean, Pebbles, he did what he could, but the supporting cast just really wasn't there for him, unfortunately, so ends in a 2-0 defeat in favor of QsQ112, Trev.
Yeah, and I don't think that any of the Evolution Gaming members played badly. I think they all played very well. It just shows you just how important setting up lanes and setting up strategy with drafting is, and that's really the ultimate factor in all these games, is having a strategy, knowing how to draft and set up lanes. Just it really actually does trump play in pretty much every regard. So while I think, like I said, they played well, I just think that QsQ had a much better strategy and that their drafting was much more refined.
Yeah, and this QsQ team, again, the big thing with today, I definitely wanted to check to see if we can get a QsQ match casted, because I am intrigued by what Nova is doing with this whole, again, I guess he's calling it kind of a community even with the QsQ1 thing, and they got 7 teams here in this event. This is one of the 7 teams. I believe this is considered one of their better teams, but again, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how they all eventually do, and whether or not who makes it onto the group stage. It's just out of their group, and where that goes. So, but I think it's safe to say that this QsQ1 team with FJ, Roland, Kipaj. I love that name every single time. Kipaj. To see how they do, and definitely, I think they have a pretty good chance of at the very least making it into the group stages. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But with that said, I mean, again, this is just day number 2, Drelf, of coverage, and plenty more to come. Now, I mean, I'm excited for this though.
How many more days do we have until we get to the group stage? So tomorrow is round of 128.
Yeah, 128, 64, and then after that there's a break day. So I think Tuesday's the break day, Wednesday's the group selection show day, and then Thursday I believe is when the group stages start, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So don't 100% quote me on that, but I believe if you go to the schedule on DreamHoN.com, I believe it's on there as well. So. That's when the group stages will start. I know. Just like myself, Joe. I mean, that's definitely a big part of this tournament that we're all looking forward to. So,
yeah, definitely.
Cannot wait, Trev. Anyways, any final words you have, Trev, for today?
Nope. Just some pretty decent games. I'm expecting even better ones to come tomorrow.
Yeah, of course, going into the round of 128, so we'll see what the teams tomorrow bring. With that said, of course, I was QsQ112. Joining me once again is Tralfmador here of Honcast.com. Big shout out to Matt Glenn as well, our producer, and everyone else behind the scenes. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Day number 2 coverage is officially complete here. Congratulations to QsQ112. They're moving on to the next round. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time. That is 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2100 Central European Time, guys. Check it out tomorrow. Have a good night. We'll see you then. Enjoy the beach.